All right, good morning. This is Carolina Strain with Victoria Advocate. I'm here with a morning update where we take a look at today's edition of the Victoria Advocate. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Oh. Computer is kind of frozen, so we'll give it a second. Morning, Sandy. All right. We'll just share the screen sometime. And since the computer's stalling, I'll just open up today's paper copy. All right. I read mine on the app this morning, actually. If you don't have our app, I definitely recommend getting it. It's right there. You can see. Yeah, that's what the icon looks like. So, and you can see my other apps there. Here's a look at today's newspaper. And it looks like my computer's unfrozen now, so I can maybe switch. Alright, there we go. Oh, we've got this pinwheel here. Let's see. It's thinking. Alright. Well, at the front of the page, we have a story about VISD proposing a $141.2 million bond, and that is to actually replace 4 schools, renovate 17 others, and establish a multi-activity complex. And the proposal would also increase the tax rate by 7.4 cents for every $100 of assessed property valuation. So that would be really interesting. Right now, the cheerleading teams, for example, have to practice in the cafeteria. So this would be really helpful for all sports involved. And then we've got a story by John Wilcox about the daughters of Emmett Harris who want answers as to why their father was part of a high-speed pursuit, which ended in a fatal crash. For those of you that don't know Emmett Harris, he's actually like a local rapper and beloved by the community. And then we've got a tragic story down here about the zoo's baby ocelot dying. Jojo, a female kitten, was 2 pounds and 5 weeks old when the zoo acquired her in March. Alright. Don't know if that's going to start working, so let's see. All of Chrome is not working. So this broadcast may not be working. I'm going to give it a shot. We'll just close Chrome. We'll see what happens. Alright. Maybe I'll go ahead and switch screens. So I'm having some computer issues today. I'm going to go ahead and check on my phone how the stream is doing and see. Oh, it looks like it's going okay. Up to Alright, it sounds like it's working. And we have some comments actually from people watching. Sorry about this. Let's see. Oh. Alright. Yeah, this is not responding.
7696. 20 times more.
So, alright, we'll just go through the paper edition because the e-edition is not working. So let's see what else we've got. Oh, this is the front of USAT. I don't want to go out of order. And that's yesterday. This one. So there's also a story about Steve Tyler, our district attorney, announcing his re-election, or his campaign for re-election.
Just to make sure here, sometimes you want to relax.
And there's actually also a map tracing the path traveled by Emmett Harris, as you can see here. And let's see what else. Poll of the day. Should Donald Trump fire Jeff Sessions? And then in Monday's results, should the Texas legislature override city's regulations protecting trees of a certain age on private property? 30% voted yes and 70% voted no. And yesterday's top story was about the Alcoa Point Comfort plant remaining idle. Let's see if there are any comments. Turn down my volume here. Alright, and then we have a column here by Kyle McCauley about meningitis. Comes in many strains with different treatments. And our photo contest, which is about the dog days of summer, show us how you beat the summer heat. If you win, your photo could be printed by Korchinski's Photo Lab. So the deadline is 5 p.m. August 18th. Alright, let's see. And events. Dinosaur George, kids camps. Oh, and the Victoria Film Society is showing Out of Africa Wednesday night, and then Sideways on Thursday night at the empty lot next to the Junior League building. It'll start about midnight, not midnight, sorry, about sundown, probably like 8, 9 p.m. So if you want to come by, it's free. Let's see. And then we're also screening, what else are we screening? The Incredibles at the Five Points Museum of Contemporary Art. And that's at 10 a.m. on Saturday, so for the kiddos. Oh, looks like some activity. No. Actually, yes, it looks like it's unfrozen, so I can share my screen with you guys again. I should probably look into getting a new computer. Let's see. I just want to make sure it's going to work. Okay, we're in luck. So I'll share my screen with you guys again. Alright. Wow. So here's a story about a program boosting residents' health by Marina Starleaf-Riker. Victoria residents are getting healthier, and in part because of a county program aimed at promoting active and healthy lifestyles in Victoria. So let's see, what's this? The county each year. So this is FitVic, I'm thinking. So since 2015, the county has received $50,000 each year to fund the Healthy Living Program, which promotes physical fitness, encourages people to eat, clean, and boost health in workplaces. Huh. But nowhere in the story does it say FitVic, so I'll have to ask Marina about that later. And we got some obituaries. And this story from the Texas Tribune got some traffic yesterday. Farenthold says if Bill's foes were South Texas men, he'd duel them. It's kind of like a soft threat, it sounds like. A remark comes as 3 female GOP senators oppose Obamacare repeal. So it's our area representative, or senator, congressman. Senate okays maternal mortality task force. Let's see. They want to look at why an alarming number of Texas mothers are dying less than a year after childbirth. Sounds like a pretty serious issue. Wow. So the task force launched by the legislature in 2013 found between 11 and 12, 189 Texas mothers died less than a year after their pregnancy ended, mostly from heart disease, drug overdoses, and high blood pressure. Drug overdoses. Wow. So way to go, Senator Cloakhorse. Working to protect women out there. Oh, and Chris Cobbler just walked into the building.
Came from the partnership meeting. Heard all about the school bond issue.
Oh yeah, I read all about it.
Yeah.
And then we've got a Crime Stoppers here about a man wanted for bond forfeiture. Police are looking for Matthew Ramirez, age 39. And let's see, bond forfeiture in a possession of drugs in a correctional facility case. Wow, this woman looks like she was very active. Jimmy Lee Young Johnson. Oh, and here's some more info from the front page about the VISD 2017 bond proposal. So to Victoria East High School, they'd add a new multi-purpose addition, upgrade security system, and add traffic improvements. Does that mean another entry or exit? West High School, new multi-purpose addition, upgrade security system, and traffic improvements. And Cade Middle School, a new practice gym. Wow. Howell Middle School, repaint interior, practice gym floor, seal foundation, add heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whoa. It's a lot. So pick up today's paper, check out all the changes that the school district has planned, or check it out on our website, but it's always easier to read on page. And here's a bio on Steve Tyler. I didn't know he was 57. Interesting. Alright. Crossroads and cover stories section. Okay, today high of 96, 25% precipitation. Let's see, is it gonna rain tomorrow and the next night for the movies? It might, a little bit. So bring your umbrellas and the bug spray for sure. USA Today, Kushner is clear. There is no Russia deal. And he looks like super airbrushed. Trump's attacks could subvert sessions. And 135 police officers were killed in the line of duty in 2016. Wow, that's a lot. And Hurricane Hillary locked in a dance of death with Irwin. It's a dramatic headline. Oh, that's because they're Pacific storms. Hillary and Irwin. Wasn't sure if they were referring to Hillary Clinton. Hurricane Hillary. Wow. Female mechanics spark gender revolution in Iraq. And senators want public testimony. If session goes, who benefits? America's markets. World tablet sales still falling. And Al Gore's inconvenient sequel brings climate change to the Trump era. I think I heard about that on NPR the other day. Guestbook 104 producers like the format's flexibility. Alright. Poll ranks Goliad number 1. That's the Advocate Staff Report. Number 1 in the Texas Girls Coaches Association preseason poll Tuesday. It's a story by Mike Foreman. It's nice page design. Very nice. A story about the British Open. Dale Earnhardt Jr. joins a broadcast booth. And Japan marks a 3-year countdown to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. I really want to go to Tokyo. I think it would be the coolest. Oh. Alright, more national sports. We've got an editorial here. Tradition is not what it used to be. Topic, Senator John N. Kennedy bucking the Senate's tradition. Alright. Gratitude expressed for act of kindness at grocery store. Editor, The Advocate. I am 77 years old and crippled, and a man on crutches. I was at the new Food City grocery store recently and went to check out. There was a man with a felt hat and gray-white beard in front of me. He turned around and unloaded my basket for me, then paid for my groceries and walked out. I told him, "God bless you." Wow. I never met or saw this man before. May God truly bless him. It's from Alan Dearman, Victoria. Wow. I think that's happened to me one time before. I didn't have enough money at the checkout at Dick's grocery store, and someone was kind enough to cover my milk and eggs. It was a tough week, let me tell you. All right. Grandfather shares granddaughter's letter. This is a very long letter. So it's a letter in favor of vouchers. Alright. And our editorial cartoon. Bailing out, more like pushed. And there's Sean Spicer parachuting down the Air Force One with a big Trump logo on it. Sean Spicer. Texas State is hare. House is tortoise in special session. Column by Ross Ramsey of the Texas Tribune. So, alright. Firm tied to death has history of legal problems. This small family-owned Iowa trucking company linked to the deadly case of immigrant smuggling in Texas has a history of safety and tax violations and financial problems. Public records show. Pile Transportation Incorporation failed to pay federal employment and trucking taxes for years. Oh, wow. So it's an interesting look at the trucking company that was tied to that immigrant smuggling incident that was actually, I think, Sunday. And some school districts get exemptions to start classes early. Interesting. This looks like it's in a...
Second flight you ran has confirmed on insurance.
in Houston? Alright. Travel.
Go ahead.
Just checking out the obituaries. Oh, they're hiring at VC.
This one.
We're hiring a multimedia sales consultant. A niche multimedia sales representative.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Garrett, first name Stephanie, 11-1, with 79 break. Last name Armstrong.
We're hiring a newspaper delivery carrier.
11 and 88 in black male.
Let's see what else. Yep. Oh, Methodist Day School is hiring a classroom aide to work from 8 a.m. to noon. Let's see.
Sydney Boyton.
Good.
He's clear on the way, listed.
And our horoscopes for the day. Mine was kind of ominous yesterday. Let's see.
21 1.
Return calls first tonight. And there's the crossword. And the comics, if you're into the funnies. Big house ad. Hey Meredith.
Morning.
Oh wow, smuggling case may carry death penalty for trucker. Wow. Driver says he was unaware of about 100 people in his cargo. Wow. And then here's a brief on the Vatican shutting down fountains during drought. Seems pretty responsible. And then Washington makes it illegal to hold phone while driving. Wow.
51.
And then parents of terminally ill Charlie Gard will let him be with angels.
Look at the
Wow.
picture listed. They're clear on the way.
Oh wow. How old is this kid? 32. Wow. Texas lawmaker singles out female. Oh, this is more about Blake Farenthold. Okay. Snooty, a legendary manatee known as the world's oldest, has died in an apparent underwater accident at the Florida facility where he had lived since 1949. Wow, 1949. Older than me. Alright, a new company to install microchips in employees? Whoa, stalker much? 3 Square Market, a company provides technology for break room or micro markets. What would you do with like a chip embedded in an employee? Access to the building, easy pay for items, and computers with a scan of their hand. I don't know. Sounds like some James Bond stuff happening. And then in Texas, San Antonio, a 4-year-old child sleeping at his San Antonio home was fatally shot when drive-by gunmen sprayed the dwelling with bullets. Police say the shooting was gang-related and missed its target. It's sad. Very unfortunate. in the front of USA Money today. Boys will be boys. Silicon Valley sexism backlash. So there have been a few sexual accusations in the tech industry. And U.S. home sales decline in June. It's dropped 1.8 last month. Ooh, Arby's newest sandwich has 15th century roots. I love Arby's. Arby's newly released porchetta sandwich is a nod to the 15th century version famous in the central Italian region of Umbria. Porchetta is a pork loin wrapped in skin-on pork belly and smoked for 8 hours. The sandwich will be available nationally for $5.49. I will have to check that out. I'm kind of in love with Arby's. Whoa, and WebMD was sold for $2.8 billion to private equity firm. Wow. And that includes eHealthForum.com, healthboards.com, and dentalplans.com. And Dow is drifting towards dangerous months. Alright. Oh. Almost half would be willing to take at least a 10% pay cut to work at a job they're more interested in and passionate about. Lower pay, higher happiness. It's unfortunate for savings, though. Pete the Planner. Looks like a feature there. Why do my Apple devices keep asking for my Apple ID password at random moments? I don't know. And economists expect report of growth in second quarter. In home sales. We shall see. And Blade Runner returns with bad news. The future has no internet and a rough climate. No internet? That would be kind of torture. Sorry guys, there's no internet in the future. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people that would enjoy that, actually. Charles Esten jumps bodily into country music. Oh my gosh, this is the guy from Nashville. He's so cute. I will definitely check out some of his actual music. I mean, I guess like those count as actual music, but the ones, you know, the part of the show. Very cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. How sad. I need to get a headset like this. If any of you has ever experienced this VR tech. Oh look, it's just like a cell phone. Yeah, I definitely want to get one of those. Check it out. And contenders face choices at trade deadline Contenders face choices at trade deadline nears. Maybe a comma here, or as trade deadline nears. Seems like awkward headline. Alright. Record projections, perfect Patriots. Alright. At Northwestern, Jackson never shies away from carrying the load. More about the British Open. And it looks like that is it for today's paper. Let's check out the website really quick. Oh, whoops. There it is. Okay. That's my scary face. And oh, this is the video from the DA's announcement yesterday. Come check it out.
To enforce their laws and protect them, their families, and their property equally. In other words, to be the guard dog in their yard or under the porch that scares off or mauls any would-be attackers. I'm not an inside dog. I'm not a lap dog. I don't bark from a hiding place, and I don't perform tricks. As a district attorney, I've been single-minded in protecting and serving all of Victoria County's residents, regardless of race, color, creed, or station. So what does it take to be a criminal district attorney? Sacrifice over self. To me, duty is a sacred bond, a promise to serve, a calling. I take my duty very seriously. I seek the duty, not the title, of criminal district attorney. Real experience is a requirement for this job. As prosecutors, we're constantly busy participating in investigations, evaluating evidence, making charging decisions, and trying criminal cases, and it takes real-world management skills to effectively lead and manage a criminal district attorney's office like ours. Sacrifice. As in the recent Hernandez gang trial, and that was, if you will, the final blow to dismantling the Serranos 13, as we dismantled the HPL before them, the Texas Syndicate, the Mexican Mafia, and others. As in last week's 5 jury trials, and presently the 1 criminal jury trial going on, prosecutors' work is never done, and dangers abound. Tireless, full-time service. Prosecutors are constantly working with other law enforcement to make our streets safer. Ask anyone who's been a trial prosecutor, particularly in the last 20 years, post-social media, post-CSI, post-Ferguson, post-Michael Moore. There are a lot of requirements. Prosecutorial experience is essential to making a budget, to assigning personnel, to prosecuting cases, and running the criminal district attorney's office, and ultimately keeping Victoria safe. And experience doesn't come from merely associating with others who do this job. It comes from hard work and experience, leadership experience. As a U.S. Army infantry officer and an airborne ranger on active duty for over a decade, 20 years as a reserve officer, and nearly 20 years, 2 decades as a prosecutor, I know, you know, here in Veterans Plaza, every non-commissioned officer or sergeant who's ever served knows experience is vital to leadership and decision-making. Lastly, the quality of a prosecutor requires moral courage. Serving as the district attorney, you have to make difficult decisions on a daily basis. And I've made such difficult decisions, tough calls, regardless of popularity and regardless of political consequences. I make my decisions as God gives me a light to see my duty, and not from a safe or remote location, but from the common man's perspective, in the community, affected by these very same decisions, and with input from those citizens. My door is open, and I actively seek the input from Victoria citizens. Now, how does my office match up when measured by making those tough decisions, or measured by efficiency and measured by effectiveness? First, tough decisions. My office instituted a temporary no-plea DWI policy. Why? Because we had an alarming number of